Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film Spill.
So today, guys, we're going to be reviewing seasons 1 and 2 of P-Valley. This is a drama series, and here is the summary. The Pink is a popular strip club in Mississippi where intrigue abounds when the mysterious Autumn is welcomed by Mercedes the dancer and Uncle Clifford, the club's discreet owner.
Yeah. So this was a really dope show. I love it when we watch these type of shows. It's definitely different from what we normally watch. And I was very intrigued by it. It was cool. Definitely wasn't one of those shows that was the top of our list, but when we watched it, we was like, "Yo, this is like that." It was good. The rating I gave this show is 3.5. I thought that it was very interesting. It kind of made you feel like you was at the Pink whenever you was watching this series. So let's get into my pros and my cons. So my very first pro was I enjoy the intro of the Pink. Like I feel like out of a lot of the shows I watched, Power was another one. Where it's like they did an amazing job with the intro. Like the music of this show is just amazing. And you know me being a musician, of course I'm gonna pay attention to that. So, down in the valley where the girls get, yeah, it was good. The next pro was once again talking about the music. So I definitely enjoyed some of Lil Murda's music, especially the Mississippi Pride record. I thought that was a cool record, really dope, very energetic. It was cool. The next pro was Mercedes dancing. She was just a very talented dancer. And she definitely stole the show. It was a reason why people came to the Pink. The majority of the reason because of her. The next pro was the scenes of Autumn and Mercedes wearing disguises to withdraw money from the bank. I thought that was just funny. Remind me of those old bank robbing movies that I used to watch. That also just showed you how intelligent Autumn was, and they was hitting all these little cash joints, just getting the same amount and. They were rolling in dough, man. It was crazy. The next pro was it was funny in season 2 when the coach snapped on his wife and Mercedes for sleeping together behind his back. I just thought that was a funny scene and how he actually said that. So that whole part was just crazy. But we knew that was gonna happen. People who were watching it, like you just tell something like that was gonna happen. It was very good seeing Wanda from Snowfall, aka Roulette, in season 2. It was cool. It was very crazy seeing Lil Murder, kill Pico, because I literally guessed it was going to happen. I remember up until that point, I had said something like that was going to happen, and when they got there, it kind of seemed like he was going to let him go. When he was like, "Man, I got kids and stuff, don't do it," and they kind of had this little moment of, "Oh, he gonna let him go," but I was like, "Nah, I don't think he is." He didn't, so that was just a crazy part. It was great seeing Uncle Clifford's mother cameo. We got a chance to see how supportive she was of his lifestyle early on. And I think the last pro was discovering that Andre's dad was still alive. My cons was, the biggest con was when Mercedes' mom took all her money. Like, I remember being so upset, like, why would you do your child like that? And she had no remorse because in her eyes, she's trying to build this church. It was just messed up, but yeah, that was my biggest con. The next con was whenever Keyshawn pulled a gun on Diamond. I'm like, what? Like, this dude is trying to save you from the guy who's beating you up, and she literally no have to protect him. Like, I just don't understand. When some people fall in that pattern, it's like, I get the whole I'm afraid to leave because he's going to do something to me. But to protect this person, that was just a huge twist. I didn't think that was going to happen. And I was super upset when it did. I didn't like how Autumn left the show. I feel like it was rushed. Like it didn't make any sense of her leaving the show. I definitely didn't like when Andre caught his wife cheating on him. I was definitely upset about that. Like, bro, and how she tried to justify it. I didn't like how they killed off Mayor Ruffin. I feel like he was a huge part of the show. He was also an interesting character, so I feel like they rushed him off the show too. It was sad when Uncle Clifford thought that his grandmother had passed away in that whole process. When she was sick, it was just a sad moment. And I think one of the biggest cons was it was very sad when Big T killed himself in front of Lil Murder. It just showed you how depressed of a person Big T was, and definitely hard to see. But those were my cons and my pros.
Okay, guys, I give this series a 3 out of 5. I love how the setting was the strip club and the main focus was on the dancers. I have always loved strippers and I respect how they get their money, so shout out to all the strippers and dancers. And then I can't even imagine the amount of strength it takes for them to do their tricks and performances, stuff like that. So the way I'm gonna do it, I'm just kind of go break down it by the main characters. So Autumn Night, I didn't like how they took so long to tell us her full backstory in season 1. They kept showing the little flashbacks house. But, you know, once the big finale happened in season 1, she didn't really have much of a storyline in season 2. She kind of just fizzled out and went from like the lead character to supporting actor. Uncle Clifford, I really loved his character a lot. I think he did a really good job. He had such a big personality and he was so eccentric. I feel like he was like really a great character to watch. Little Murda, I didn't think he would become such a big character from season 1 because he started off so whack at first, but I'm glad like he came out the closet and everything because it seemed like a weight off his shoulders and he really seemed to love Uncle Cliff. And when they introduced, like he was talking about Big Teak in season 2, that was such an interesting part of his storyline. But it was sad to see how bad he struggled with his mental health. And then I didn't understand with Little Murda at the end why he didn't want to go on tour.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you said that. Like you said, I didn't like Lil Murda turning down going on tour with Megan Thee Stallion.
Do you remember what he said? Why he?
I guess he just wanted to choose
his hometown,
Uncle Clifford as something in a relationship or something. I don't know. And then I didn't like that they teased Keyshawn finally trying to leave Derek and that whole situation, ultimately to get caught and for her now to be called the abuser. I just thought that they did that. Once again, I'll be wanting justice for us. So to see her get in that situation was crazy, but sorry for cutting you off.
Okay. With Mercedes, it was really messed up how her mom stole her savings because she was just using the strip club as a stepping stone. She actually had a plan for her life. She wanted to open up the dance studio, so that really set her back a lot. So I really didn't like that part. And of course, it was sad to see her backstory of the things her mom made her do when she was younger. And then I didn't like how her mom won mayor. Like, I just really didn't like that. Keyshawn, like he said, I did like her, and I really liked how she would be dancing on the pole and like Little Murda be rapping. I think that was like a cute aesthetic, but her home life was so sad. Like, I really wanted her to leave her baby daddy, but it kind of got old how she would try to leave or escape, but then just kept going back and kept going back. And like he said, she ended up in jail at the end because he told CPS that she was abusing the kids. So my thing was, okay, he was abusing her. That was not right or anything like that. But when she noticed he was abusing their kids, that wasn't her final straw to leave. I think that was crazy. And she took too long. Like, I remember us talking about it. It was like the day she was leaving, she was going here, there. I'm like, why is she taking so long? She need to just go. And yeah, like he was abusing their kids. That's when she should have just left. But she took too long. She came back and he flipped it on her saying that she was the abuser. So now she in jail and stuff. So that sucked. But season 2 was good. I liked how they added the pandemic element to it, but I didn't care for the horror element they added. I don't know why they try to make it scary and horror, but I didn't like that. But the ending, like I said, I didn't expect that at all. So I love when it's a twist that we don't see coming. But season 1, in my opinion, was better. But yeah, it was a pretty good series, and I give it a 3.
Just like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. You guys have a good one.